I've got a problem with you, Mets fans. That's right. I know you're miserable, and I know misery loves company, but sometimes it's a little preemptive and you're expecting it. It's almost like you want to be miserable. Yeah, I'm on to you. Listen, Joe Girardi is not going to be your manager next year. He's going to manage the Phillies. Okay? I get it's a division rival, call it what you will. And I know that he's a very qualified manager. And listen, I'm a Yankee fan. I watched him manage there for a decade, and he's very good. Right? He's not going to take any crap. He's not going to be this new generation of manager who doesn't have any experience and doesn't know what he's doing and lets someone just pull the strings in his back like a puppet. I get all that, and I think he would have been a great hire for the Mets. But who's the manager of the Mets right now? You don't have one. So that's why I call it preemptive misery. You're not miserable yet. You probably will be. You're probably eventually right, because they're probably going to hire someone with no experience. It's probably going to be an absolute dumpster fire, probably worse than Mickey Callaway. So I get all that, but it hasn't happened yet. Yesterday, Thursday, October 24th, you would think it was the death of the franchise, that they were selling the team and moving it to Kansas City and selling it off, and you're no longer going to be a Mets, or pick a random place in the country that they were going to move to, and you're no longer going to be a Met fan. It didn't happen. Nothing ended. Nothing came to a close. You don't even have your manager yet. So, okay, Joe Girardi would have been a great candidate, but is he the only person out there in the universe that can be a good hire for the Mets? Answer the question. Right here underneath the video, use the comment section, especially you Mets fans. Is Joe Girardi the only possible manager that could have been hired that would have made you smile today? I can't be the case. All right? I got to hear from you, because otherwise, all I got is my own opinion, and I'm going to yell it at you. And I got a problem with you, Mets fans. I'm Dave Ettinger. I work at CBS Sports Radio, okay? I'm on my way home right now from New York City from CBS Sports Radio studios. It's at the same place where WFAN is, and they've been talking about it on the Fan since yesterday and for weeks and today. All right? And some people are Mets fans there, and I get that. But it's like, the Mets only know how to Mets. They're going to do the absolute wrong thing. And again, you're probably going to be right, but it hasn't happened yet. Okay? So stop being miserable just for the sake of being miserable. Try smiling. Might work. This is the Dave Talk Sports YouTube channel. This is the Dave Talk Sports podcast. I hope you guys enjoy joining me on the ride home. As you can see behind me, the sun's starting to peek through on the Long Island Expressway. I'm almost home. Another 2-3 minutes I got with you guys. So let's talk about it. Yes, Joe Girardi will be the manager of the Philadelphia Phillies going forward. No details on the contract yet. See how long he sticks around there. I think it is a very good hire. I think Gabe Kapler was an inexperienced manager who had no clue what he was doing, and he was in over his head. And I think that the Phillies can be a very good team if they can add a couple starting pitchers and another couple bullpen guys. But until then, you can't compete. You can't compete with Nola and Arrieta. That's not enough. And Arrieta has been pretty bad. All right. You also have Joe Maddon accepting the job out in L.A., going to be the manager of Mike Trout and the Angels. Maddon been around, been in baseball for a very long time, and I think this is a very good hire. No matter what you think of him and how outside of the box he is, it's just a good baseball guy, a good baseball mind. And again, he's not a puppet with no experience. And that, again, I think that's what the Mets are eventually going to do. I've been talking about Brodie Van Wagenen wanting to have his guy, a guy that he can manipulate and control and maneuver in whatever way he can. By the way, the person next to me, she's doing her makeup while she's driving. I mean, give me a freaking break. I know I'm talking to you while I'm driving, but it is no different than talking on a Bluetooth while you're driving. This lady almost swerved off the road because she's literally got the thing doing her makeup on her forehead. And it's going to cause a freaking accident. I just, come on. All right? I'm not staring at you the whole time. I'm watching the road. It's not comparable. So stop yelling at me for talking and driving at the same time. I'm worried this lady is going to crash into my car. Anyway, Mets fans, you will eventually be miserable. But today is not the day to be miserable yet. When the hire comes down and it's an absolute joke with no experience, then sure. Cry and scream and kick and carry on until the cows come home. Until then, just hold your breath and hope that they actually come to their senses and hire someone with experience. Not like the Padres, who hired a guy who I've already forgotten his name, something to the tune of Jace Tingley or some freaking crap. Who knows? This has been another episode of the Dave Talk Sports Podcast. I gotta go. It's Friday. It's time to go to job number 3, but who's counting? We'll sleep next year. Until tomorrow, until Monday, whenever I get back on here, enjoy your weekend. And you know what that means. Enjoy the beer. It's Dave Talk Sports in the Dark. See ya.